Hello, welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. And today's beer, as often, is not a craft beer, but it's one from the Japanese major brewing companies. There are four: Asahi, Kirin, Sapporo, and Suntory. And today's beer we're going to look at is from Suntory, one of the better ones, I think, breweries. In general, I think, and I think many beer geeks in Japan would agree that among the majors, Sapporo probably is the best. Suntory maybe second, and then perhaps Kirin and Asahi in that order. But regardless, today's beer is from Suntory, and it's a new one, and it is an exclusive to Lawson convenience stores. It's the only place you will find it if you want to find it. And it's a beer for hot days. Today, I think the temperature outside right now is maybe around 30 something. I think 86, and feel, what they call real feel, or what it feels like, is 94 Fahrenheit, something like that. So for a hot day, and it's 6 p.m. It's been hot. Maybe not as hot as where you are, but the beer here is this one. It is called Suntory Ice Draft, and it is a pale lager. I assume it's a pale lager. It has malt, hops, and added sugar, perhaps for fermentation purposes, perhaps for carbonation. Rate beer, there were no ratings at all when I checked, and Untapped there were 14, and the average was pretty low, 2.54. Untapped calls it a Pilsner, and we'll taste it and see what it is. 6% alcohol, as you see here, and it cost me 263 yen at the store, which translates to $1.84 in U.S. terms, and euro 1.68 euros. This was released on the 1st of August this year, so about two weeks ago or so. And as it says, Ice Draft, and one of their points here is that in summertime, beer is great. Well, beer is great all the time, but in summertime, on a hot day, beer is great, but you pour it into a glass and it gets warm much too soon. So they recommend you drink this with ice. Now, some of you may remember the Suntory Beer Ball, which came out a while ago, which was a 16%er strong ale, and that was specifically designed to be drunk with ice, and I did do it with ice. This one I don't happen to have ice on hand, and I'm not going to drink it that way, but they tell you here in the front, if you drink this with ice, it will be more fun or more interesting. So, これを入れて楽しむビール. And down below that, a similar kind of expression. If you put beer in this, it's just right. So, これを入れてちょうどいいビール. So they're really stressing the point of ice in this to put it in. So, should we give this one a go? I don't have very high expectations for it, and I don't think this one's going to be around very long. So if you happen to be passing a Lawson store, convenience store, and you're interested, you might want to drop in and try to pick up one of these. Again, it's Suntory Ice Draft. All right, so we pour it out and see. Okay, you can tell already it's quite pale. Very, very pale. Typically beautiful, clear, light carbonation rising. And less than half a finger of very smooth foam, rather big bubbled foam. Okay, ooh. What do we got here? Okay. Well, the aroma is mildly malty, definitely a hit of citrus, slightly vegetal, not so promising. Flavors similar. Again, light fruitiness, kind of a bit rough, like chopped up vegetables. Or fruit that's been left to ferment for a day or two. Not the best. With the beer ball, the thing is they brewed it up to 16%, and it was quite rich and fruity if you tasted it straight. But the whole point was to dilute it with about half a glass of ice. And they're recommending ice with this, and I think this would probably dilute it way past what might be interesting. It would still be cold, of course, but yeah. This is mild, but the flavors are not rich at all. Untapped called it a Pilsner. I don't think it's a Pilsner. I would just call it a pale lager. Yeah, can't recommend this one terribly highly. It's not terrible, but it's certainly nothing special. Yeah. So, well, I said if you're passing by a Lawson, you may want to stop by and pick one of these up, but I'll revise that. If you're walking past a Lawson, you might not want to stop and pick one of these up. It's up to you, your choice. Can't recommend this highly, but in any case, it's called Suntory Ice Draft, a pale lager at 6% from the Suntory Brewery. And yeah, okay, well that's it for today. Hope it's cooling down where you are. Still very warm here. We are, I guess, probably right in the middle of summer. A typhoon went through a couple days ago and cooled things off a bit, but we're expecting it to heat up again. So, all right, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.